Next up, a surfboard shocker.
Okay, so the myth we get to work on is from a classic action movie, Lethal Weapon 2.
I love that movie. What's the myth?
Do you remember the chase scene where there was a big pileup in the middle of the road and one car had a surfboard on top of it and it crashes?
Oh yeah, and the car stops, but the surfboard keeps going.
Exactly. The surfboard goes through a windshield and, well, it messes our bad guy up pretty bad.
How bad?
Well, it definitely kills him, possibly decapitates him.
That's pretty bad.
It's a classic car crash from a classic movie. A stomp on the brakes sets off a Rube Goldberg chain reaction that culminates, eventually, with it being surfs up for the bad guy. But can a surfboard really fly that far and be fatal?
Okay guys, I got a plan and I have some props.
Go ahead.
All right, we've got a car here with the surfboard on top with a cable on it. The cable is attached to our pickup truck. We've got our crash car here and our target car about a truck length away. We tow the whole thing and psh, the crash car crashes in and psh, the surfboard hits the target car.
All right, well then we'll find out if the surfboard has enough power to penetrate the windshield and kill the guy.
Sounds like a plan.
It's a plan that's got full scale written all over it. The surfboard car will be towed into a parked crash car at the movie's 40 miles an hour. 40 feet away is the bad guy's car that the surfboard, thanks to its momentum, must then hit and penetrate. But will it all be too good to be true?
We're out at the Alameda runway to recreate a crash where a surfboard flies through a windshield and kills a guy. Time for setup, cue the heavy equipment, and rain clouds. Please move aside.
Unfortunately for Kari, the rain gods aren't listening. But the heavy equipment ones are. So it's full steam ahead on the mother of all proof of concept tests.
Good.
And with the cables,
600 pounds, 1,000 feet of 3/8-inch braided steel cable.
pulleys,
This will ensure that our crash vehicle goes exactly where we want it and not where it wants to go.
cars,
Bill, forget the gym.
and crash barriers in position.
Safety first.
The sun comes out to kickstart this myth.
So this is our towed vehicle, an SUV just like the one in the movie that carries the surfboard. We've attached our tow cable here onto the steering bar, and this is going to allow us to tow this vehicle straight towards the crash vehicle at 40 miles an hour.
And on top of our moving vehicle, we have our shortboard. Like the surfboard in the film, this will become a projectile.
And 400 yards downstream,
This is the crash zone. This cable will be pulling our car with the surfboard at 40 miles an hour straight into this parked vehicle. Once it hits there, it's gonna come to a complete stop. However, the surfboard will be continuing at 40 miles an hour because of the momentum of the moving vehicle.
And this is our target vehicle, located 40 feet away from the crash site, just like in the movie. The real question here is whether the surfboard will come off of the crash, fly straight through the air all this distance, and still have enough power to pierce the windshield and kill the bad guy inside.
and talking of the bad guy,
That's what you get for chasing Mel Gibson.
Buster's set to take another for the team. And here's how.
So there are three possibilities for lethality if the surfboard actually hits the guy's head. One, decapitation, which is obviously certain death. Two, coup, which is an impact of a moving object to a stationary object, namely the head. And contra coup, which is the brain hitting the back of the skull, resulting in a lethal brain injury.
But lethality will only occur if the board, clipped delicately onto the surfer car, actually flies straight.
You ready for some full contact science? Now, there are a lot of things that could go wrong on this experiment, but I think the biggest challenge that we're facing today is being able to hit our target. Can we get our surfboard to actually hit the windshield? If we can do that, that'll be a miracle.
Well, it's time to get the flock out of here and find out.
All right, this is Surf and Turf in 3, 2, 1.
Here we go.
20 miles an hour.
Looking good.
Yeah.
30 miles an hour.
Getting close.
40 and hold it.
one coming?
No. But you know what? The surfboard did fly through the air.
Yeah, but it didn't smash through the windshield.
It was a wipeout, all right. But to really clarify the chaos, cue the high speed.
Here we go. Pretty good so far. And impact.
Look at that. The surfboard is released, but it's nosing down. It's got a downward trajectory.
It's true that the surfboard did drop like a stone, but the crash was not like the movie. The surfer car failed to come to an immediate stop, and consequently, the board did not fly off cleanly.
Now, if you watch the high speed, there's a lot going on. There's glass flying everywhere. No, we didn't manage to stop our SUV like in the movie, but the surfboard flew out fairly straight, had a fairly straight flight path. The only thing is that as it was going, it started to dive down. So we're going to reinforce our barrier, and this time we're going to try and stop the towed vehicle, and then we'll compare what actually happens to the surfboard.
In other words, reset.
Just to recap, we are testing the movie myth from Lethal Weapon 2, where a car carrying a surfboard crashes into another car. The surfboard flies off the top of that car into another car through the windshield, killing the driver. Now, we had a little problem with our last test. The car carrying the surfboard didn't come to a complete stop, which means we may have lost some energy that could have been transferred to the surfboard. So, we have added more mass to our barrier. We have a new car and we have 4 more K-rails. This will ensure that our barrier does not move. So when our car carrying the surfboard hits it, it'll come to a complete stop. And all that momentum from the car will be transferred to the surfboard.
Linear momentum is calculated by multiplying the mass of an object by its velocity. For this experiment, the board's maximum momentum is 205 kilogram meters per second. But that's only true if the board really does fly off at 40. And with the mother of all crash barriers in place, a new surfer car, and a board release system that's as friction-free as possible, it's time for Buster's re-motivation.
All right, buddy, how you feeling? Now, in this scene, you are the bad guy. You know what happens to bad guys? That's right, they get their heads chopped off by surfboards. Look, I know this is a hard job, but sometimes science is hard.
Of course, that's assuming that their go-for-it style test actually works.
All right, Kari, you ready? All right, here we go. This is surf and turf. In 3, 2, 1, take it away.
I'm going for it.
Look straight.
Yeah, it's looking really good so far.
It's going right for the barrier. It didn't even go anywhere. It ran right into the crash vehicle.
There's a wealth of wreckage, but having flown just 3 feet, the surfboard was not a lethal weapon. So, what went wrong?
In the movie, a car carrying a surfboard crashes into another car, stops cold, and spits the surfboard out. And that's exactly what we did here. This car carrying the surfboard stopped cleanly, right on target. The only thing is, the car we crashed into crumpled up like this and blocked the surfboard's path. You can see a green line right where the surfboard hit. And if I look from the holder all the way out past the green line, I can see it's heading right towards the windshield. I think definitely this merits another shot.
In what's fast becoming one of the most costly proof-of-concept tests ever,
I ordered a blue one.
as the team resets again with new cars. But that's not all.
For this next test, we want to remove any obstacle. What we're going to do is flatten down these cars completely so that the vehicle carrying the surfboard crashes into the barrier, but the surfboard keeps going.
So Tory gets the job of squashing the crash vehicles down to size, something he's enjoying a little too much.
Never get tired of this.
With the pancake parade over, it's time to get gnarly.
All right, this is Lethal Weapon Surfboard Decapitation Myth. Here we go in 3, 2, 1, hit it.
Once again, Kari accelerates to 40, towing the surfer car 400 yards behind her until...
That was a perfect perfect shot. It hit the ground and bounced up and hit the windshield.
Tori's right. The board did hit the target windscreen, but not quite as the movie portrayed.
Oh, man!
That was a perfect shot. You can't ask for a better one than that.
Dude, if it was gonna happen, it would have happened on that.
Like take one, the surfboard very soon starts taking a nosedive. But that's not all.
That is incredible. Look at that. It's kind of flying okay, but now look at it starting to twist. I mean, there's like no aerodynamics there whatsoever.
Not only is it not stable, but it's totally unpredictable.
So after 3 proof-of-concept full-scale tests, what have the guys learned?
So we are 0 for 3 today. None of our surfboards have pierced the windshield, and the bad guy lives on to fight another day. However, you might think that I'm sad about this, but actually, I'm quite excited. The reason is that we've noticed a trend. All of the surfboards have come off the racks with a significant amount of forward momentum, but they've also pitched forward and rolled slightly, which indicates that there's something going on, maybe something about the shape of the surfboard that's preventing it from getting to the windshield and killing the bad guy. So what we need to do is break this down to its elements and really figure out what's going on.
Meaning it's time to scrutinize the science of the surfboard.
All right, for this myth to be confirmed, we're going to need the surfboard to fly off the car at 40 miles an hour. We're going to need it to fly straight as an arrow for 40 feet. And we're going to need it to bash through the windshield and take out the bad guy.
And we are getting none of that. In fact, the surfboard immediately takes a nosedive and then banks right or left in an unpredictable way.
Yeah, I mean, right now, this myth doesn't look true at all. I mean, what do you guys want to do? We could try driving the vehicle faster.
Or we could do a small-scale experiment. We could make a mini surfboard, take it over to NASA, put it in their water channel, and find out if we're ever going to get a stable flight pattern out of a surfboard.
A little aerodynamic analysis. I like it.
And at NASA, Kari will be armed with not 1, but 2 baby boards.
So I've been hand-shaping my little surfboard here for our small-scale experiment over at NASA, and I think I have a little too much of a nose lift. Instead of scrapping this and starting over, I need perfection, so I'm gonna go high-tech. I am going to go to a 3D printer, throw in a CAD drawing, and print out an exact replica to our life-size surfboards.
So if the hand-carved one doesn't cut it, the 3D one should do the business.
Basically, the 3D printer works by layering fine powder in the dimensions of the surfboard alternately with a binding agent that keeps the powder together. Now, the binding agent only goes in the shape of our surfboard so that all the rest of the powder can be taken away and we'll have a perfect 3D model.
And before you can say, I want one, it's ready.
A little resin and it's done.
So in order to put our small-scale surfboards to the test, we've come to the NASA Fluid Mechanics Lab, where they have a water channel. Aerodynamically speaking, both water and air are fluids. So what we're going to do is submerge our surfboard under the water and inject dye upstream. As the dye flows over the surfboard, we should get an idea of whether they'll generate lift, or more importantly, maintain stable flight.
Like Adam and Jamie earlier, they'll also be helped by aero expert Kurt Long, who, on seeing Kari's hand-carved board duck and dive, is already unimpressed.
So the board seems to be pivoting. What does that indicate to us?
In this particular case, it means that although momentarily it might try to fly straight, very quickly thereafter it's going to veer dramatically upwards or downwards, nothing resembling controlled flight.
So Kari's board's a bust, but will the more accurate 3D printed one get a different result?
Okay, this is our surfboard with a less severe nose lift. Let's see how it slices.
To the untrained eye, this looks much better. The board is certainly stable, but remember, Kurt's eye is far from untrained.
The board itself just isn't really doing anything. That's a good thing because it will slice through the air a lot easier. However, because it's not changing the flow patterns very much, it's not going to get much lift. I believe this board would not fly stably at this angle.
It's the way the die closely hugs the board at the nose before getting turbulent around the fins that has Kurt convinced. Surfboards and stable, predictable flight patterns are incompatible.
So what I'm gathering from all these tests is that surfboards were not meant to fly through the air like an arrow.
Yeah, I think you're exactly right. They make wonderful surfboards, but that's about it.
All right, guess it's back to the drawing board.
All right, this myth is on thin ice. I mean, because of the surfboard's shape and its fins, it's not gonna have a predictable flight path.
Meaning a surfboard flying off the roof of a car, crashing into another windshield, just probably never gonna happen.
True, but there's still one part of this myth we haven't dealt with. What would happen if a surfboard hit a windshield at 40 miles an hour? I mean, yes, in the movie it looks a little suspect, but fact remains, would it take out a guy?
All right, what if we build some kind of surfboard slingshot? Put it on some rails, hook in a bungee cord, pull it back, let it rip, and fire it into a windshield at point blank going 40 miles an hour. See if it busts through.
Okay, that could work.
Yeah.
Both the NASA data and the full-scale proof of concept tests prove that the movie scene's a sham.
Yeah, but it didn't smash through the windshield.
But what if the crash had been a regular head-on? By eliminating the 40-foot flight, would the surfboard then become a lethal weapon? To find out, Tori's got a plan for a surfboard surprise that should be way more reliable than the towing system.
This thing is over 25 feet long. It weighs over 1,000 pounds, made of a 5-inch square steel beam. Now, the reason why it needs to be long and strong is because we are going to be launching surfboards. Strong because of all that stress it's going to be under when we attach these bungee cords and pull this surfboard back. And why long? Because we need that run up to get that surfboard going 40 miles an hour before it hits that windshield. This is going to be a serious slingshot.
It's a seriously beefy build.
Yeah, this is a good way to start.
That expert builder Tori is relishing.
All right, so I have my rails set up that the surfboard can run along. I also have a track down the center, so I can attach the surfboard to this little trolley, and this trolley will fit into the track, and we will know the surfboard is gonna go exactly where we point this thing.
And with some serious science about to get sprung, let's step outside.
Okay, so now that Tori has finished the surfboard firing rig, we need a way to accelerate our surfboard up to our target speed of 40 miles an hour. And we're gonna do that using this industrial grade bungee. What we need to do is calibrate how far back to pull the bungee in order to get the surfboard up to 40 miles an hour.
And with a high-speed gauge, a target, and a mattress-cum crash pad in place,
That looks good.
it's time to commence the calibration.
Shall we start at 10 feet?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull it back to 10 feet and see how fast the surfboard flies.
All right, let me know when to stop.
Grant triggers the winch, and when the board hits the 10-foot marker, it's over to Tori.
Surfboard calibration in 3, 2, 1. Wow!
That was amazing.
That might be going fast.
Kari's spot on. The 10-foot pullback resulted in a speed of over 70 miles an hour. So for test 2, they dial it back to 6 feet of tension.
All right, this is launching from 6 feet away in 3, 2, 1.
Once again, the shot was on the money. And once again, at 52 miles per hour, it was too fast. So Tori dials it down for test 3.
Here we go. Surfboard slingshot calibration test at 5 feet in 3, 2, 1.
Okay, it looks like it's going 17 frames over a foot. So that's about 58 feet.
58.8 feet per second.
Okay,
That's 40 miles an hour. We hit our target speed.
that's
right.
crazy. We actually got the exact speed.
All
It
right.
never happens.
With the rig calibrated, what's next?
Now, it's time to set up the car, put the man inside, and see if this surfboard will punch through the window and kill that guy.
Since humans first conquered the waves, the surfboard has been the tool of choice. But in the wrong hands, can it really kill you?
So we are set. We have our vehicle in place. Inside, we have our man with the human analog neck. Oh, careful. Stretched across the door opening, we have our bungee cord, which is hooked in to our surfboard. And the surfboard is hooked up to a quick release, which is also connected to this cable. Now all we need to do is pull the surfboard back with the winch till we get to the right position on our surfboard slingshot. Then we're gonna release it and let it crash into the windshield going 40 miles an hour and find out if this myth is in fact true or not.
Okay, 5 feet, 40 miles an hour, straight through the windshield.
You guys ready?
Let's do it.
All right, here we go. In 3, 2, 1.
The surfboard came in, hit the windshield absorbed the impact, and the surfboard glanced off the top. And that's because this safety glass, which is standard on modern American automobiles, has many layers, and those are designed to absorb that impact energy and keep the driver safe, which is exactly what it did here.
Or to put it another way,
The windshield's busted, and so is the myth. At 40 miles an hour, surfboard is not going to penetrate the windshield and kill our target.
yep, even point blank, a 40-mile-an-hour surfboard will not be fatal. But how about faster still? With a new windscreen in place,
Oh yeah, that feels nice.
the team's ramping it up.
11 feet. Looking good. 12 feet.
The winch is slowing down.
13 feet.
All right,
Hold
that's as much as the winch is gonna pull.
Hold
We're at
it.
15 feet. You guys
Hold
ready?
it.
With the winch maxed out under the tension, it's time to unleash the beast. The 15-foot pull turned into an 85-mile-an-hour hit. But what happened to Buster?
Even with the surfboard traveling 85 miles an hour, the windshield still absorbed all the energy of the impact and stopped it before it hit our driver. That means that this myth is not just busted, it is double busted.
Double busted here, but at least double that over the entire experiment.
So we've busted this myth in multiple ways. Number one, aim. When you have a real vehicle hitting another vehicle with a surfboard on the top, hitting your mark is very difficult, not to mention transferring the energy to the surfboard. Number two, aerodynamics. We've analyzed the aerodynamics of the surfboard, and they make it very difficult for the surfboard to fly straight through the air. Number three, force. Even at 85 miles per hour, twice the speed that's in the myth, it just bounces right off the safety glass and doesn't pierce. No matter how you look at it, this one is busted.